Hello and welcome back to my channel, The Curious Coder. Today's topic of discussion is Observer Design Pattern. It is a design pattern where one object automatically notifies multiple other objects whenever any change or any event occurs. Basically, there is one subject and multiple observers. Whenever something changes in the subject, all the observers are automatically notified. Let's consider my YouTube channel as an example. You can think of the Curious Coder as the subject and all of you subscribers as the observers. Now, whenever I upload a new video, the channel notifies all of its subscribers and they receive an update about the new content. This is exactly how observer pattern works. And speaking of notifications, if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe to the Curious Coder so you never miss any upcoming videos. Alright, with that being said, let's start with the implementation. So I'll start with the example. The first thing that I'll do is I'll simply create a class called YouTube subscriber. Now this class represents all the observers out there. Okay, and inside this class we can have a couple of fields, maybe private string name and private int id. Okay, so every YouTube subscriber will have a name and an id. Alright, and I can also add a constructor in this class for both these fields like this. Okay, so this is my observer class. Alright, now we should have one class for the subject as well. In my example, the subject will be my channel, right? So I'll create a class, the Curious Coder channel. Cool. So this is the subject and these are the observers. Okay, now my channel should have more than one subscriber. Okay, it should have multiple subscribers. Thereby, I will develop a one-to-many relationship. So I'll take a list of YouTube subscriber like this. Let me just, subscriber list is equal to new array list and we'll just import this. Alright. Okay, so this is the most basic design which we need for any observer pattern, that we need a subject and we need an observer and both of them will have a one-to-many relationship. Okay, that's the first thing which is required. Alright, now in this class I should have a few methods, like I should have a method named subscribe. Okay, this method will be used whenever I want to add a subscriber. So I'll just simply take a YouTube subscriber like this and we will just add it inside the list. Okay, dot add subscriber. Okay, now we can also have unsubscribe, but as of now I'll not implement that. Okay, we'll move ahead. So basically the observer pattern says that anytime any change or any event occurs, we should notify all the subscribers. Okay, that is what we want. So for that as well, I'll have a method. Okay, first let me make this one also public. Yeah, I have a method notify subscribers. Okay, and what exactly we'll do, we'll simply loop on this list and we'll notify all the subscribers. Okay, so I can just simply say that for every YouTube subscriber which is part of this list, we should just loop on them and we should notify. Okay, we should notify them. Now how will we notify? For that we should have a method in this YouTube subscriber, okay, which receives the notification, right? So generally we call that method as update. Okay, we call this method update, and here I can just simply say that system.out.print received notification. Okay, so in my example I was gonna say that whenever I upload a video I want to send out a notification. So let me just say upload video received notification. Okay, something like that. Alright, cool. So in this, the Curious Coder channel, I can just simply now take the subscriber and I can call this update method. Okay, so this is how we notify the subscribers. We have a list of subscribers in this channel. We just loop on them and we notify them one by one. Okay, simple. Now this method I can call whenever I want to notify. Now in my example, I want to notify my subscriber whenever I upload a new video. So I'll have another method for that. I can say public void upload video. Okay, and whenever the video is uploaded, I can just, let's say for now I simply have a print statement that say video has been uploaded, and after this video has been uploaded, I can call the method notify subscribers. Okay, that's it. So this is my basic observer pattern design. This is the most basic design. I'll definitely add more features to it. Okay, we'll improve it. We'll make it a little more generic. But this much, what I've done so far is actually the observer pattern. Okay, so what all you need to remember? You should have a subject. You should have an observer. There should be a one-to-many relationship. And you should have a method to notify all the observers, where you loop on all the observers and one by one you notify them. And in order to notify them, you should have a method inside this observer class. Okay, this is the observer design pattern. Alright, so let me just run this much first. Let's say we create a few subscribers, new YouTube subscriber. Okay, so let me name them. Maybe name is Naman, ID 1. Similarly, I'll create 3-4 subscribers. Okay, we have subscriber 2, subscriber 3, subscriber 4. Okay, let me name it Harshit, ID is 2. We can have Manvi, ID as 3, and we can have Chahat, ID as 4. Okay, so we have 4 different subscribers. Now I want them to subscribe to my channel. So let me first create an object of my channel. The Curious Coder channel is equal to new the Curious Coder channel. Okay, and using them we can just call the subscribe method. Okay, and here I can add the subscriber. Okay, so using this object I called the subscribe method, and the subscriber which was added will be just the subscriber which we passed over here will be added to this list. Okay, cool. So similarly I'll add other subscribers as well. We can have 4 statements: subscriber 2, subscriber 3, and subscriber 4. Okay, so we have completed the one-to-many mapping. Now all I need to do is I'll just simply call the method upload video, and you will see that great. So first the video was uploaded. Okay, here the video has been uploaded, and after that all the subscribers were notified. Okay, so we received 4 different notifications because all the subscribers were notified. Okay, like this. Cool. So we have understood the basic design. Now let me add a few things. Let's say I want to add a couple of fields in this class. Maybe I want a video title or a video file name. Okay, so whenever I upload a video, I want this information as well. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just simply add these in this arguments in the upload video. Okay, we can have a string video title and a string video file name. Okay, so I'll take both these fields from the client. I'll pass it from here. Let's say my video is on observer patterns. Okay, so the title is observer pattern and the file name is observer.mp4. okay, something like this. Cool. So I pass these values in this upload video method, and inside this method I can just simply set these fields. Okay, so this dot video title will be equal to video title, and this dot video file name will be equal to video file name. Okay, so I've populated both these fields inside this upload video method. Alright, now let's say I want to pass these fields to the subscribers as well. Okay, I want to pass this information to the subscribers, that which video am I uploading and what is the file name. Okay, so how will I do that? It's simple. I have to make a few changes in this update method. So I have already populated these fields. I will just pass it over here. Okay, video title and video file name. Alright, and in this update method I'll just make a few changes. I'll simply say string, let's call it title, and string file name. Alright, and here we are kind of using these things. Okay, I'll just add them to the print statement. Maybe I can say uploaded video, and we have a title for this video, which will be my title. Similarly, we can have file name as well. Alright, and this will be the file name. Okay, like this. And we can also use these name and ID. Okay, we can print here that which particular subscriber is receiving the notification. So I can add it here, plus received notification by, maybe I will add the name, and we will have a ID. Okay, so I have make use of every field. All right, so what we did was, basically we passed this video title and video file from the client. Okay, we are passing this information, we are saving this information inside the subject. Okay, we have two fields for that, and we are passing both these fields in the update method. Okay, so that is what also have to be done whenever we want to send some kind of information to the subscriber. So in that case, our update method will have a few arguments. Okay, this is how we'll make a change in the design. Okay, that will add a few arguments. Okay, so now let me run it. Great. So again, video has been uploaded, and as you can see, we get these notification that upload video, the title is observer pattern, the file name is observer.mp4, and we are saying that received notification by Naman, Harshit, Manvi and Chahat. Okay, ID 1234. Alright, so this is how our update method is implemented. Okay, now one thing is, let's say in this channel I have more fields. As of now, I only have a couple of fields, but let's say there is more data that I want to have here, and all that data I want to send in this update as well. Okay, maybe we could have some description of the video, some thumbnail, timestamp. Okay, there could be n number of things, and I want to send all these things to the subscriber. Okay, but you see, how many arguments will we have? Okay, it will become very lengthy, and it will not look very good that we are just keeping on adding the arguments as and when we get a new field. Okay, so a better way is that instead of passing all these arguments, what I do is I simply passed the reference of this object. Okay, I pass the whole curious coder channel, and here we can fetch any value that we want. Okay, so let me just do that. I'll make a few changes. What I'll do is, instead of passing all these fields, I'll just simply say that I pass this keyword. Okay, and here instead of string title and string file name, we will have a reference of the curious coder channel. Okay, so here I pass this keyword. This means that the reference to the current object. So basically the upload video was called by this object, the curious coder channel. Okay, and when the upload video was called, both these fields were populated. Okay, so video title and video file name is populated in this object, and now we are passing this object in the update method. Okay, we have passed the whole object. Using this object, we can fetch the title, we can fetch the file name. Okay, so let me just add a couple of getter methods as well, so that I'll be able to fetch these. So generate getter for video title and video file name. Okay, so in this update, now using this, let me just call it channel. Okay, channel dot get video title. Okay, using this channel, I can say channel dot get video title, and I can say channel dot get video file name. All right, that's it. So now it's a better design. Why? Because let's say we add more fields over here. All we need to do is, whenever we are uploading a video, we'll just populate those fields, and in this update we will just send the reference, we will just send the whole object. Okay, we'll send the whole object, and whatever information the subscriber needs, they can just use it from that object. Okay, this is how the design is. All right, now why have I done it like step by step? This is because whenever you study about the observer pattern, you see that in the subject we have a list of observers. Now that is understandable, but then you see that in the update method we have a reference of the subject. Now this becomes confusing, that why do we have that? So that is why I have shown you exactly why, that we pass this, we have this reference of the subject inside the observer. Okay, so there is a one-to-many relationship, as well as we have a reference of this subject inside the observer. Okay, this is why we need it. All right, so I hope it's clear, and I hope why instead of passing all the fields, we can just simply pass the object. Okay, now there is one last change that I will make in this whole design. As of now, this design is not very generic. Why? Because we are saying that we can have only one type of subscriber. which is the YouTube subscriber. But let's say I have my channel on different platforms, maybe on LinkedIn, maybe on Instagram, maybe on Telegram. Okay, so I can have different classes for that. So that is why I should make my design generic. So for that, I'll just add abstraction over it. So I'll simply create an interface called subscriber. Okay, and this interface will have the method void update the curious coder channel. Okay, like this. And I'll make my class implement the subscriber interface. Okay, simple. We just added an abstraction, and this subscriber has this update method. So anytime I want a different type of subscriber, I can just create a class. I could have a class for Instagram subscriber or for Telegram subscriber, any type of follower which I want, and all of them will have to implement this update method, and they will have a reference of the curious coder channel, and they can do whatever implementation they want. Okay, they can use whatever information they want from this curious coder channel. Okay, so I'll make a few changes here as well. Instead of having list of YouTube subscriber, I will have a list of subscriber. Okay, and here also I'll loop on the subscriber list. Okay, we'll have subscriber generic. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah, here, okay, in the subscribe also we'll have, instead of YouTube subscriber, we can say subscribe. Okay, so these were a few changes that I made in the subject, and let's see the client as well. Okay, everything looks fine. I'll run it again, and great. As you can see, again the video has been uploaded and we received the notifications for all the subscribers. Alright, so as I said, if I want to have another type of subscribers, I can just simply create one more class, and they will also have to implement this interface subscriber, and we can just provide the implementation over there. Alright, so this is it. This was all about observer pattern. I hope this video was helpful. For more such content, please follow my channel, The Curious Coder.